Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. We know there were a lot of successful youth turkey hunters and, of course, anglers. Trout season still in full swing. Let's put it all together for this week's edition of Pennsylvania People and Places.
Celebrating 40 years of Pennsylvania outdoor life. This is People and Places.
We'll start things off this morning with 9-year-old Eliana Stone of Litchfield, Bradford County, and the gobbler that she shot on the youth day, being mentored by Steve Piot. Eliana's gobbler weighed 17 pounds and had a 9.5-inch beard and 3/4-inch spurs. She shot her gobbler at a distance of 20 yards with a .410 shotgun. Here's Ava Derr of Turbotville and her very first turkey that she shot on the youth day while hunting with close friends. Ava's gobbler was shot at 6:30 in the morning with a 12-gauge shotgun. She tells us it was a really fun and amazing experience being able to hear the gobblers and watch them fly out of the trees, and that she's definitely planning on doing it again. Way to go, Ava. Here's 10-year-old Nathan Mackley and his very first turkey. Nathan is seen here with the 14-pound gobbler that he shot on the youth day while being mentored by his friend Bill Garino. His gobbler had a 7.25-inch beard and was shot in Dyeberry Township. Take a look at the rainbow trout that Tammy McShaw of Schuylkill Haven caught while fishing with her husband Steve. Tammy's rainbow trout measured 20 inches in length and was pulled out of the SNA trout ponds in Orwicksburg. Next, we see Sean Zanavich of Bloomsburg and the huge brown trout that he caught while fishing with his father on Fishing Creek in Columbia County. Sean's brown trout measured 20 inches in length and weighed 4 pounds. Here's another huge trout that was caught this trout season. Christopher Markham of Hartford is seen here with a 23-inch rainbow trout that he caught while fishing on the Straka Creek. Christopher's rainbow trout weighed a whopping 5 pounds and was caught using corn for bait. Great catch, Christopher. Here's a couple of lucky young turkey hunters from McClure and their youth day harvests. Ashtyn McIlroy on the left and David Woodling on the right managed to down these gobblers just a few minutes apart from each other last Saturday. Ashtyn's Longbeard and David's Jake were shot while hunting with Matthew Renninger. Way to go, boys. Here are brothers Connor and Liam Miller of Hughesville and their youth day turkeys. Connor and Liam's Jakes each had 5-inch beards and were shot while hunting on their property in Sullivan County. 15-year-old Ashtyn Warren of Tunkhannock is seen next with her first gobbler. Ashtyn's gobbler was shot at a distance of 25 yards with a 20-gauge shotgun while being mentored by her grandfather, Larry Bundy, and they were hunting near Center Moreland. Finally, this morning, we see Sophie and Audrey Schattenberg of Larksville and their very first turkeys that they shot in Washington Township outside of Tunkhannock. 14-year-old Sophie and 11-year-old Audrey were hunting with their father Brian and landowner Vinny DePalma and his daughter Aviana. Audrey shot her gobbler first, and within 40 minutes, Sophie was able to score. To make it even more special, the girls shot their gobblers with their grandmother's shotgun that was handed down to them. Congratulations, girls, and with all of our successful sportsmen out there, we'll put a close to this week's edition of Pennsylvania People and Places. So, if you harvest a turkey, if you have a trophy fish or your first or your biggest, or you just have one you're proud of, send it to us so we can put it on Pennsylvania People and Places. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.